Habu Shalom, this is Watchman Yahshay, coming to you on behalf of the Watchman Yahuwah and Spirit of Truth Ministries. Today we're picking up on part 2 of the Aleph tongue, or what we call the Alaph Bayt. And we'll be looking at the other characters that we did not cover in the first teaching. Also, before we start, I want you to understand this. This is what I want to break down in each teaching so we can always have this understanding. There is no I, V, O, F, J, E, or W in the Aleph tongue. There is no Nakud system vowel points, meaning this. If I was to write the Bayt, this dot in the modern Bayt, or that modern Nakud system that was made, would make this either a B or a V, depending on if the dot is there, or the dot is moved, or the dot is removed. You will see those dots on the Nakud system, vowel point system in modern Hebrew. That is not in the Aleph, ancient Phoenician Aleph. It is not there. It's read right to left. As in the Western world, you see that we read the tongue that we read, which is English, we read it left to right. But in the Aleph tongue, it's read right to left. And then we translate it left to right. So let's get started. The last letter we taught in the Aleph tongue, when we're picking up, the last letter we left off on was the Wa. Right now we're going to look at this letter, or this character, Zayn. The sound of the Zayn is Z, or Z. It looks like this. That's the picto. And it also looks like that in the paleo. Why? Because a lot of times what people don't understand is the picto Phoenician and the paleo Phoenician Hebrew, or the Aleph, is exactly identical on most things. Only a few things ever change. And then we always jump to this stranger in the modern. The modern has been strategically and maniacally changed in order to confuse. That's why the dots in the Nakud system. But even if you go by the modern Aleph, you should get this at every point. Even if you go by the modern Aleph, you should still get the same sound and understanding that this is a Z. It represents food. It represents to cut. And it represents to nourish. And a Atyq. And a Atyq. Also, once again, this is the Zayn. And Torah to all you guys who are watching, please like and subscribe and share these videos so that other people can learn. Zayn is when you find in the word Zadok. Zadok, which means priest or righteous priest. It was actually the name of a priest. Malak Daoud's priest was named Zadok, or Zaduk in the actual Aleph pronunciation, Zaduk. You also know that even the wicked know this too, because I believe in Mortal Kombat they have a character called Zadok, or Zadok. So pay attention. They always know, they know the tongue too, because Hashatan knows his tongue. Like we said before, in understanding and teaching this, that even magicians use these tongues, and we'll be looking at those words too later on in the teachings. Things like Abara Kadabara literally means a creation from speech, or I create by word. Abara Kadabara literally means a creation by word. So when they say abracadabra, and they pull this rabbit or whatever out of a hat, it's actually because they know that the Abrit, or the tongue of creation, the Lashon Qadash, the called out tongue, it actually comes from, it has power behind it, and that's where these magicians bring that tongue in to draw forth power from it. Tada actually comes from the Abrit word Tarashah, which means to spring forth. So when somebody says tada, after they finish, they're showing you or revealing to you what is sprang forth, Tarashah. And we'll look at all this as we go forth, because we will be looking and visiting Bereshit 1 with the tongue. As soon as we get understanding of the letters and everything like that, we will be walking through the scriptures to understand what is actually being presented there in the text. Hallelujah. So, let's go to the hot. Hot. Some people call it the chet, but that's not correct when in regards to the sound of it, because it is an H sound. The hot is an H sound. And this is what it looks like. That's Picto, Paleo, and Modern. It looks like a ladder. Now, sometimes in the Paleo too, you can see it like this. Even in the Picto, you can actually see it sideways sometimes, based on how people write it in the books or how they've seen it recorded. Sometimes you can actually see it sideways like that as well. That's the hot. And it represents the tent wall. It represents outside. It also represents divide. And just like divide, to split in half. Now, what's funny about that is this right here. That is the name of our ancient mother. That's why it brings up this half and brings me to this. Hot. Wa. High. Or hey. Hot wa high. It is hua. Hua. Erroneously translated Eve. Her name was not Eve. Eve is a pagan deity that they worship. Her name was Hua, mother of all living, or the life giver. The tent wall, Huach, Huach, to give life, or she who gives life, Huach. She was half of Adam. She was half of Adam before the fall, and then she became beneath him. Also, you can find the hot here in this name. That is Nun, represents an N. Wa represents a U. And the het is always spelled with a CH. But remember, it makes an H sound. So that name is Nu. Nu. Translated in your King James Bibles as Noah. But it should not have the ah sound on it. It should just be Nu. 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 That's why you see In the New Testament, it's spelled Noah. Nu. Nu is really what the sound they was trying to get from it, but it's actually this. Nu. Another word that has this sound is this. Get it right. There you go. That is Resh. Wa Het is pronounced Ru. Ru is pronounced Ru. So a lot of times when you hear me teaching, I say Ru. Some people think that's just the short form of me saying Ruach, but it should not be Ruach because they don't have the phonics in there like that. It should not be Ruach. It's actually Ru. But for understanding purposes, a lot of times you hear me say Ruach, so that people who are learning it understands what I'm speaking of, but it should be Ru. Ru. Ru is just the H sound. So once again, on this, just like that, simple. And we go down, and like that. That is the hat. Or, like I said, you may see it like this. That is the hat. That's also in the name Yahuhanan. A lot of people say Yahukanan, which is understandable because they see that CH, but it's actually Yahuhanan. So it'll be Yahuhanan. That means Yahuwah has gifted or given. Hanan is a gift or to give something. So that's Yahuwah's gift. Yahuhanan. Barak Yahuwah. Or actually favor as well. So it's Yahuwah has favored. Hanan is favor. Or Yahuhanan. The favor. Now, the next letter. Tat. Or you see it in the modern as the tet. It's tat. Sound. T. It looks like this. You're a nerd brew geek alike. It looks like an X-Men belt. And then in a modern, it looks like that. This is the Picto. This is the Paleo. And this is the modern. It's basket. That's what it represents. Basket. To surround. Salahi. Salahi means forgive me. We'll go into all that later. Surround. Contain. Or mud. And again, you draw it like this. Circle with a simple accent. Notice the Paleo and the Picto look alike. And then you have this boy. That is the tot. That is the tot. So you'll be seeing that in some words too. So just learn that character and we'll go further in words. I only kind of use the words that we most used to using when I go into this stuff, so that you will know already that you used to seeing them, so when we go in you won't be as lost. Now, going to the Yud. Yud. In the modern they say Yod. The sound, yeah, 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 a wide sound. You can also have a double E sound. Even though there's no E in the obrit, We're doing this in order for you to understand that long E, that double E sound. So you'll see it in the middle of a word as E, E, E. And it also gives you this in a word, Yah. It also gives you Yah in a word, Yah. The name of the Creator, Yah. So we'll look at this. Picto, Paleo, and Modern. Now, it represents the arm on the right hand. The right hand of Yahuwah. Hallelujah. Work. Represents work. To throw. Or to worship. Draw them again. Sometimes you'll see that tail on there as well. And that is the Yud. Now I'm going to give you a few words off of this one. Greatest word to use, greatest name above all names, Yud He, Wah He. You can see it like this. In the modern. And in the paleo, three ways of seeing it, same name. It is Yah, Yahweh. Sometimes people say it fast. They have an Eastern dialect and they say Yahweh. But it's still Yahweh. Same one the Native Americans call the Great Spirit, Yahweh. Some people say Yahweh, but it's Yahweh. Yahweh, hallelujah. The name above all names, Yahweh. That Yud brings on touching that Hey, a Yah sound. Sometimes it doesn't even have to have that Hey to make a Yah sound like this. Because actually, when you do this too, you'll actually do your Shah too like this. That's your Shah. So when they touch, you get this. So when you do it, you get this. That's Yahuwah, Yahshay. So when we spell it, like I told you, we go left to right to bring it out. When we transliterate it is what that's called, transliteration. Yahuwah Yahshay becomes this. Because letters can fall off. But we'll get into that later. That's why his name is still Yahusha. Hallelujah. Yah saves, or Yah is salvation or deliverance. Yahshua becomes in a name. That's the action of what he does. In the name it becomes Yahusha. Hallelujah. So it's still Yahuwah saving. That's why we believe that Yahuwah is Yahusha. And we know that to be true. We'll show you in other words that the Yod will give an E sound. An E sound. Like when you put it at the end of a word, like Ahi or Aki, my brother, it becomes an E sound. Ani, like I. Ani, like me. Ani, at the end is a Yod. But we'll get into that later. I just want you to see the letters. Next one is the Kaf. Sound. K sound. Sometimes some people put a KH. And the end of a word is Ka. And this is how it looks. Actually, I want to draw that, make sure that one's clear. I want to make sure that one's clear. Now that one looks a lot like the Bayt. That's what gets confusing. The modern. That's the Ka. So you have the Picto, Paleo, modern. It represents open, palm. It also represents to bend, or to open and allow, or to tame. You're also going to see this word used for your, the Ka. The Ka at the end of a word in the Abrit means your. Like Alaheka, your mighty one. Alaheka. So once again, look like that. Or like that. That is the Ka. That is the Ka. Total to all who watching, thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, supporting the teachings, the ministry. We're on Lamad now. Lamad. Lamad in itself means to teach or to guide. The word Lamad, even in itself. Sound, La. Sa'el, La. La. It's an L sound. Picto, Paleo, modern. Picto, Paleo, modern. That's Lamont. Shepherd's staff. We talked about that already. Shepherd's staff, to teach. That's why if anybody watched the videos of the guy who calls himself Lamad Yahu, Lamad Yahu is actually telling you that he is a shepherd or teacher of Yahuwah. Lamad Yahu. Yoke. To bind. Here we go. Draw it again. Just like that. That is the Lamad, or the Lamed. Lamed. That's actually in this word here. On what you call the Ten Commandments, you'll see it like this. Or that is lah. Lah. It means no. So when you see thou shalt not steal or thou shalt not kill, it's actually starting off with lah. Lah. No steal. No kill. no lie. La. La. When you see la in that aspect. Now it's actually a correction, a strong correction, a lamed staff, a strong guidance, la. Or if you just see this before a word is for. Just the lamed itself is for, to do something. For is used for days and nights. For. That's lama or lamed. This one is the mem. Or some people say mim. I'll write it like this so we can get that sound. Mim. Mim, sound, is an M. So we get our M from. Sound. This is what it looks like in picto. Like water. This is what it looks like in paleo. And this is what it looks like in the modern. Picto, paleo, modern. Draw it again. Just a wave of water. Just look like water strokes. Except for when you get here. It represents water. It represents disorder. When Mayim was on the face of the earth, before Yahuwah brought order into it. Mighty. It's mighty. Mighty water. Mim. Or Mayim. If you spelled it for water, you do this. Mem. Mayim. Mayim. Mayim is water. Mayim is water. Now, if I was going to make the Shemayim or the heavens, this is what I would do. This is awesome. I add the shin to make it sha. Mayim. That's the opening, opening to deliver, to save, or opening, give out freedom, a way out above waters, the opening waters. So when you look at the skies, which can also be translated as skies, you have Shamayim. They translate it to heaven or the heavens, but it's closely to opening above the waters, the opening waters, Shamayim. That's why when the flood waters came, they came below and above. The opening of the waters, the openings, the windows of the Shamayim were open to release water. All this will give you a greater understanding of the operate tongue and what Yahuwah was actually saying in his word when you read it. It'll give you a greater understanding. Greater understanding. Hallelujah. So it's Mayim. Another word in Mayim I like to touch on, because I taught on this a while back, is this word right here. Remember, it's right to left. And that gives us the letters of all three letters that we just learned today. Mem, Lamed, Hot, Mala. Mala. I call it now white spice. What you season your food with. White spice. Pagan word dedicated to the deity Salus. They call it salt. I don't call it salt anymore. But for teaching purposes, I'm saying that so that you'll understand what I'm talking about. But I'm trying to stick to the scripts where it says, don't let another mighty one be brought from your lips. Or even, I don't even want to do even what they call the giftings of it. So this deity Salus created salt to them. So I don't say salt anymore. I either call it, in the English tongue, white spice, or in the Arabic tongue, I call it mala. Mala. Mim lamed hat. Mala. Mala. Hallelujah. Mayim also represents blood as well. Mayim also represents blood as well. Salahi. Here we go. Nun. Now, if you read your book, when you study your book, even in the King James, you've seen Nun, Joshua, son of Nun. Joshua, son of Nun. If you've seen it in the King James, it's an N sound, because he was son of the seed. Look what that looks like. That looks like a man's seed. See that? See that movement? That is a Nun. I like to darken that sometimes, so you can see the flow of the letter, like that. That is Paleo, Picto, and Modern. So let's draw it again. A seed. See? A seed. That is the Nun. It represents what we said, the seed, son of the seed, Nun. To continue. Heir. Or son. That's what's awesome about this. Watch this. So watch this. The person whose seed continued so that we can have heirs and sons was this guy, our ancient father. Nu. Nun wa het. Nu. Or who they call Noah. His seed continued, and we brought heirs to the sonship. He saved us on earth. Nu. And Nu literally means rest. It literally means rest. Hallelujah. Rest from troubles. All right, yo.